Hello, BookTube. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Juan. I am just one reader, your favorite Mexican booktuber who reads in English. It's November. It is officially autumn. I am wearing this autumnal outfit to celebrate autumn and all the great, cozy reading vibes that come with it. And it's time to do, actually it's past time doing the end of the year book tag, but well, here I am right now. So even though it's only 2 months away from the year being over, I am doing it now. Just, that's what you get with me. So the first prompt in the end of the year book tag is, are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? The most important project that I have going on, still in progress, of course, has to be the one and only Gormenghast Book 1, Titus Groan by Mervyn Peake. This is the first book in the Gormenghast trilogy by Mervyn Peake. I started reading this book, I think last month or maybe back in September. I don't remember. I think it was back in September. And it's great. It might be one of the best books I've read, like in recent memory. The problem is it's a very particular kind of book. It's a very specific kind of book in terms of the vibes, the mood, the atmosphere, the writing style. Like if you have read or have tried reading this book, you know what I mean. The writing style, especially the writing style, is incredibly specific, and you cannot just read this book at any time. You have to be really in that very particular mindset, and I was for a while, and then I wasn't, so I had to sort of pause my reading of this book, which was pretty enjoyable. But I am just not there right now. I just left it there. But yeah, I really hope I can finish this book by the end of the year. Question número dos is, do you have an autumnal I'm fucking blind. Do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? Well, yes, I actually want to reread The Kingkiller Chronicle by my one and only, my dearly beloved Patrick Rothfuss, one of my favorite authors. He's an author who has received a lot of hate recently, but anyway, I just love what he has given me in terms of the reading experiences that I've had reading his books, and so I want to reread. This actually ties into the next question, but yeah, I really want to reread The Name of the Wind, which is book 1, and book 2, The Wise Man's Fear, which I've only read once when it came out, like a gazillion eras ago, like proper eras ago, like thousands and thousands of eons ago. This book was published, and I only read it then, and I loved it. I actually remember loving this more than The Name of the Wind, which is kind of a hot take, kind of a controversial opinion. But I want to reread those, and I think these are like the quintessential, like modern fantasy autumnal reads, right? So I want to read those, and then question or prompt number 3 is I really am blind. Oh my God, I just had a birthday and I my body is feeling it, resenting it. Is there a new release that you're still waiting for? And that has to be the next sort of, not really installment, but the next novella, the next thing that is coming out by Patrick Rothfuss, which is The Narrow Path Between Desires, or The Narrow Road Between Desires, The Narrow Way Between Desires. I don't remember the exact title right now. I think it's The Narrow Road Path. I should have looked this up, but this is again what you get here with me on this channel. But yeah, I want to read that. That's like the big release. But also, actually, now that I think of it, another really important, big release that just came out. Like, this is like fresh out of the oven, that I have to read as soon as possible, is The Running Grave by Robert Galbraith, but really J.K. Rowling. I love J.K. Rowling. I love her to death. I absolutely adore her. She has many flaws. As a storyteller, as a writer, she has many flaws. I don't care. I completely forgive all those flaws. I just love her, and I love reading her books. That's just what it is. And, you know, it's just one of my, it's just one of the things that I see, that she has a lot of flaws as a writer. Regardless of those, I still just really, really like reading her. And The Running Grave is the seventh? Yeah, I think it's the seventh book in the Cormoran Strike series, which I really like, even though it's a very mixed kind of bag for me in terms of, well, anyway, I could probably talk a lot about the Cormoran Strike series. Maybe I should make a video on like all 7 books thus far in the Strike series. Once I'm finished with this, let me know if that's interesting at all, or maybe no one cares. But anyway, I do care. And people are saying that The Running Grave is the best one in the series so far. Like, this one really takes the cake. So I really want to get to this one. But then, this is book 7. And then we have the next prompt, which I believe is prompt number 4 of the tag, which is, what are some books that you want to read before the end of the year? And so I actually have the book that I'm currently reading right now, which is book 6 in the Cormoran Strike series, which is the Ink Black Heart. I probably should have read this last year when it came out, or earlier this year. I don't remember when this came out. When did this come out? 2022. So I probably should have read it, but I sort of didn't really love the 5th book, Troubled Blood, in the series all that much. So I was kind of iffy about reading more in this series, but then I started reading the Ink Black Heart, and I just fell in love with it. You know, this is just like, this is my weakness with J.K. Rowling. I just love reading her, even though some aspects of the writing can be not perfect, to say it nicely and politely, but I still just love delving into this book and feeling immersed, and I just love it. And so this is the book that I'm currently reading. So this is one book that I will, of course, finish before the year is out. But then I also have another book that I also started reading this week, which is Poor Things by Alistair Gray. Oh, this is a shiny cover. Poor Things, which is, there's a movie adaptation by Yorgos Lanthimos coming out this year, and I think it's probably coming out this month or in December here in Mexico. I'm talking about Mexico. But yeah, it pretty much looks like this movie is going to be like one of my favorite movies of the year. Just by taking a look at the trailer, I can tell that this is going to be amazing. Emma Stone, Yorgos Lanthimos, it's so amazing, and people are saying that it's a really, really good movie. And I am reading the book. The book is kind of fascinating, actually, and really fun, and really like quirky and darkly horrifying, but also funny, very much like Yorgos Lanthimos. Poor Things is a book that I will finish before the year is out. And finally, Dracula by Bram Stoker. I have never read Dracula. I know I am such a loser. What am I even doing here on BookTube? I should not be allowed to talk to a microphone, or like speak into a microphone, I mean, or have a camera, because, you know, how can you if you haven't read the classics, right? I don't really care about that. Reading the classics, like I'm just, you know, I read whatever the hell I want. But I do want to read Dracula. People have been telling me like this is gonna be great for you, Juan. This is gonna be like a perfect fit. And I watched the Francis Ford Coppola Dracula movie just like 2 months ago or something, and I loved it. It was like right up my alley, or my street, or my Transylvanian castle, or whatever. I just loved it. And so I think it's about time that I finally read Dracula. And then the next question, I think it's number 5, is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? Oh man. Honestly, I don't think so. I think I know what my favorite books, like top 3 books of the year, are gonna be by now. I think it's pretty clear. So I don't see like any of these books that I'm holding right now. I just don't see how they could beat those other books. But who knows? Maybe The Running Grave, if it really is as great and as amazingly wonderful as people claim it to be. Maybe the new Patrick Rothfuss novella that everyone is sort of talking shit about, maybe that could be like the best thing that's ever been published in the history of books. Who knows? I mean, I am so incredibly excited about reading that book. I mean, Patrick Rothfuss is publishing something, and I just can't believe that. But it could also go really badly, honestly. So I want to see what happens. And finally, the last question, which is of course kind of sadistic. Have you already started making reading plans for next year, 2024? Oh man, honestly, I just hope I can read at all. Lately, my job has been really not stressful in and of itself, but I've been having a lot of work. Thankfully, I've just been receiving a lot of people at the office, which is great. That's exactly how I wanted my life as a psychoanalyst to be like, so it's actually coming true, so yay! But then no, because I have very limited free time available to read all these books. Like, of course I'm not going to be able to read all the books that I mentioned in this video by the end of the year. That would be impossible, but well, you never know. But yeah, I just hope that in 2024 I can still make some time to read. I do know that I sadly, unfortunately, will have to take less risks in terms of reading and choosing what I read, because this year, 2023, I have taken a lot of risks. I have sort of, yeah, I've sort of decided on some, I've chosen some books, just, you know, trying to do different things and choosing differently from what I would usually read and picking some interesting books, but it hasn't really worked all that well. Like, I have read some stinkers this year, and so I don't see myself in 2024 like thinking outside the box that much, because I really want to value what I read, the time that I have available to dedicate to my reading for pleasure. I really want to make it like, I really value that. So I just don't see myself like, you know, reading risky stuff. I really want to read things that I know will be great for me. And I do like taking chances, but it hasn't really paid off this year, and I just don't want to have a mediocre year, honestly. I just want to really enjoy what I read. So anyway, that's the end of the year book tag. If you haven't done this book tag yourself, you can answer the questions in the comment section down below, or if you have a channel of your own, where's your video? I want to see it. I want to watch it. Let me know. Thanks for watching. I am Just One Reader. I am freezing. So bye.